with another episode of Lunch and Learn, and I'm Brittany.
I'm Alex.
And today we are talking about what makes a successful nutrition client, or what makes a good nutrition client, all the qualities that us as coaches have observed over the years that really helped attribute to someone's success. So
Yes.
I love this topic, and I can talk on it for a long time. And I don't know about you, Alex, but I will be pretty open and say that my views on this have changed over the years. I think I used to think not radically different, but a little different than what I think now about what qualities I look for when it comes to someone's success. So what do you think? Like, when you start to work with someone, what are the things that jump out to you that you think, okay, this person's got it. They hit all the marks of someone who is going to be successful with their program?
Yeah, I do have a couple things, but I want to almost open with a little statement that's saying anybody can be a good client. Anybody can be a successful client. Many times I have come across clients that might describe themselves as, oh, I must be your worst client ever. I must be a terrible client. Because I did X, Y, and Z. And at no point did that ever come out of my mouth saying that you were a terrible client, or you're my worst client, or you're my problem client. Like, I never view anybody like that, because I believe everybody can be successful, and we're all human. So we're going to have moments where things are not as easy as maybe other things are. We might have to take a long time to learn something. We might have a hiccup. We might fall down. We might crash a bike, whatever metaphor you want here. Those things might happen, and that doesn't make you a terrible client. So some really are some things that have been present in some of the clients that really do become the most successful are those ones that realize that mistakes happen along the way, and they are accepting of it, and they don't see it as a failure. And this could be with anything in life. If you have that open mindset that that you might have some moments that you're going to crash and burn, you might have to take many, many, many weeks to months to learn a concept. And you go in with that mindset, you will be one of the most successful clients. You will be a great client. You will be a good client, whatever the terminology is, you will be that. And that is like the kind of most common thing that I have noticed with my most successful clients. Are they perfect? No, but they have that great mindset that they're willing to learn. They will accept that things are going to be bumpy along the way. And they're ready for the ride. They're like, strap me in, let's go.
Yeah, I love that. I think just acceptance that this is not going to be easy. I think, and I have started it over the years to kind of almost lead with that. As soon as we start to feel a little bit of struggle or a little bit of resistance with the client of someone feeling like it's hard or overwhelming, I'm really honest with people. I just say, hey, this is hard. This is really hard work. It's hard work for you. It's hard work for me. It's hard work for everyone. Sometimes I'll even say, if this were easy, everyone would be walking around with their dream body, right? Yeah. This is hard work, and it certainly is worth it in the end. And as time goes on, it becomes easier. Is it ever easy? I don't think so, but it certainly becomes easier because these new skills become habits. But it's important to know going into this that it is hard work. And when you have that acceptance, okay, this is hard work, and it's something that is worth working for, it makes a world of difference, I think, in a mindset of a client.
Absolutely. Like, nutrition has become, or is, something that's habitual, like brushing your teeth. And I say that often, we wake up every morning or we go to bed and we brush our teeth in a certain way. Well, one day we injure our dominant hand, and now we're having to use our other hand to brush our teeth. Well, now that just became a whole new concept to you. And that's what nutrition is it can be a whole new concept. You might have been eating a certain way for 30, 40, 50 years, and now you're deciding, I want to make some changes with my nutrition. It is going to feel like you're brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand and you have no idea what you're doing. But yet
Yep.
that job still needs to get done. Like you still need to brush your teeth in some way. And so you figure out a way. And so that is one way that or that's a characteristic of a client that I have seen a lot of success is they figure it out a way. And how they do that is they lean on their coach. You know, there's this thing where I think a lot of times we want to have control over everything, and allowing somebody to give you a little direction, especially in something that might have so much ties to it in terms of has a lot of cultural ties, a lot of emotional
Mm-hmm.
ties, a lot of comfort ties. You know, you could put any description there, and allowing somebody to say, hey, you know, maybe the way that you've been doing it isn't necessarily working for you. So how about we try this? And you are willing to relinquish that control and give just that person that you hired that opportunity to make a suggestion and you try it out. I think that is one characteristic that really makes a good client. And you know, sometimes the coach might not get it right. I've made suggestions like, hey, let's try this, and the
Yeah.
client tries it and it doesn't necessarily work, and that's okay. What we're doing is just finding 1,000 ways that don't work, but there is going to be that one way that does work. And
Yeah.
you know, and having a coach to kind of help you weed through all of that is always helpful.
Yeah.
So
And
just
trust,
relinquish
right?
that call. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Trust.
Like, and I don't need blind trust. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I've in the past had a client, and I know why they say this. They say like, you know, like because again, food is personal, your body is personal, all this is so personal, and it's like I don't just want to, you know, especially if I'm asking them to do something that's wildly different than how they've eaten in the past, to relinquish complete control over and blindly trust for most of my clients, a person on the internet they've never seen before is massive. So
Mm-hmm.
I am game for giving you all the science and all of my reasoning about why I'm asking you to do what I'm asking you to do. But what I need from you as the client is your trust. Like, I
Yeah.
will always give you everything I have. Like, I am here. Your goals are my goals. Like, I'm here for this. But if you don't trust me and you don't truly believe that I can get you there, we're wasting our time.
Mm-hmm.
We are 100% wasting our time. Um, and that's frustrating because I definitely have had clients where I can feel that they don't trust me and I can feel that they're not really, really bought into this process. Um, and I was like, what are we doing? We're not getting where we need to go with this. Um, and yeah, I just need your trust.
Yeah. I think if you give a little bit of trust, um, you know, and even I've kind of come across a few clients that may not always be um that all much ready to make a change in
Mm-hmm.
terms of, oh, they're willing to put in all the work, they're willing to make all these sacrifices, they're willing to relinquish control. And a lot of times I can get the vibe across from the computer, you know, in text, that they might think that they're not the best client. And I'm here to say that even if you're not 100% ready, even if you're not willing to are not ready to make all these drastic changes, you can still be a great client. And that just kind of circles back to that idea of being open to a couple new ideas. You don't have to be open to all the new ideas, all the crazy things, but just a couple. And
Yeah.
I think that is where change occurs, is just making that one difference or one little tweak. And that can help you get to where you want to go, because you know, as the saying goes, if everything remains the same, isn't that the definition of insane or something like that?
Insanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
this is where my views have changed a little bit. Like, I
okay.
think if you were to ask me, I don't know, definitely 5+ years ago, probably more recently than that, you know, I might say a client has to be ready. A client has to be ready to change. Well, you know, 99.9% of people who end up with us signed up for this themselves. I guess there's
Mm-hmm.
the one-off that someone bought it for them, but most of the time they're signing up for this program. They want a change. They are ready for a change.
Mm-hmm.
They might not be ready for the degree of change that we want them to be ready for, but they're ready for change. And so it's our goal as nutrition professionals to help guide them to the most appropriate rate of change that can be sustained in their lifestyle.
Yeah.
That is our goal and our responsibility as the nutrition professional. It's not the client's job. Um, and that's where I feel like a lot of times especially in the coaching world and then especially online coaching space, that gets lost in the mix. We say, oh, you're not doing what I asked you to do. You must not be ready, and push them aside. That's one of the worst things I think you can do for a client.
Mm-hmm.
A client came to you or came to us, the proverbial you, looking for help. They're ready.
Yeah.
Now, their ready might not be the same as my ready or your ready or someone else's, but they're ready. So we have to meet them in the middle and figure out what changes we can make within their sphere of readiness. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's going to snowball. Positive changes snowball. And, you know, I'm going to use big whole numbers here, but if someone has 100 pounds to lose and they lose 20 of them, no, they didn't lose 100 pounds, but they lost 20 of them. They're damn well better off 20 pounds lighter than they
Yes.
were. You know, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
all celebrate that. Maybe the readiness to change wasn't what we thought it was going to be when they first walked in the door, but they still changed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
You know,
kind of
and
like my evolution.
yeah, and one thing that I've noticed with those clients that have been successful, and even if they're not open and ready for a change, you know, that's something that you mentioned it. It reminded me of this is that those clients that are great or aren't successful, they just don't hide anything. Like they're open and they're
Yeah,
transparent. They come to check-ins and they say, "Yo, I didn't do anything this week," and you know, here I am. Let's try to do something else, and I love those type of clients. You know, because that's real, and that's where we can continue to develop a relationship. I can learn a little bit more about you. I can figure out, well, the reason why you didn't do this week is because this happened, and so now we can try something different. So it's just always being open and transparent and real. You're not here, like as a client, you're not here to impress me. Like I don't have this like high expectation that everybody that I work with must be doing X, Y, and Z and hitting these marks and reaching these milestones at this timeline and this and that. As long as you're showing up and you're being, or you're having a conversation with me, keeping me in
yeah,
communication, that is the best clients, the most
yeah.
successful clients. Even if we go weeks without really seeing any kind of physical change, you're still a great client because during that time of lack of change physically, you could be making mental change, you could be making habitual change, you could be learning some things. And that's a huge thing of here working at Gravity is we're here to help you learn, hold this lunch and learn, you know,
Yeah.
that we want to help you learn some things so that way you have this new lifestyle that you can carry on for the rest of your life and stuff like that. So that's one thing is just don't hide anything. Be open, transparent. Realize that we're not the food police. We're here to embrace all the imperfections and help you get to where you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I love all of this. I feel like we could talk for a really long time on this topic and with different client examples and different scenarios. But I think the main takeaway, at least from my standpoint, is honesty is always the best policy. Be open to new ideas and communicate. You know, if you,
Mm-hmm.
as the client, are a little confused or don't, maybe at first glance, don't love what your coach is asking you to do, respectfully ask why. Like,
Yeah.
why are you asking me to do this? Why did you put my carbs at this level or my protein at this level? Any coach that's worth a damn is going to have no problem explaining to you why they did that and their goal, their thought process, and everything that goes into it. If you ask questions as a client and you don't get an answer back that is scientifically backed and with a very clear goal on why the coach is making that decision, that's a ton of red flags and it's time to move on.
Absolutely. And honestly, I love it when people question me. I've actually had a number of them this week. I've set some macros and a few of them come back and like, yo, what's up with these numbers? Why? And then, what we do is either they understand why, or we come up to a middle ground. That's something that's a little bit more realistic. Like we said, circling back, maybe they're not ready for that change that I thought they were ready for. And so we kind of meet in the middle and we create this new plan. And that's, again, communication, asking questions, showing up, being open and honest, like about where you're at and what you're willing to do. And then that is what makes a successful client.
Totally. Love it.
Yes.
All right. This was great. Well, it was wonderful to have this chat. Yeah. If anyone has, more comments on this or questions about, things that we have observed over the years with clients, let us know. We would love to keep talking about this topic for sure. And we'll be back with our next episode. I think we are talking about macro hacks and some ways to conserve macros and kind of maybe work in some treats, hopefully into your plans. So until then, thank you guys.
Yes, thank you. Join us next time.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to get more content on nutrition, health, and wellness. Thank you for watching.